So I trade a 1-to-1 risk reward, and most people, they disagree with that. They think you should be going for like a 1-to-3, 1-to-4, 1-to-78, which most of you TikTokers talk about. But I trade a 1-to-1, which means that if I risk 100, I gain 100. Sometimes I even go negative if I'm in a good position and I'm happy with where I am. I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna take the profit here. Got the payout. Boom, boom, boom. Or if it's the weekend, like the other day I was only up like 0.5% and I closed it. And I was risking 1%. And it's like, I'm holding off the weekend. But the reason I traded 1-to-1, first things first, psychology. One of the key things in trading, and obviously if you know psychology is important, you should base your trading around your psychology, not your psychology around your trading. Now, how does this work? So if you know you're like me and you're bad at losing, the best thing you can do is have a high win rate. So if you have a high win rate, your psychology is going to be better. Because if you're losing a lot, but you're getting a 1-to-3, 1-to-4, yeah, that might be cool, you might be profiting, but your psychology going into the trade is not going to be as good as it would be if you're trading like a 1-to-1 with a 80% win rate, let's say. So I think doing that helped me a lot. The main thing that made me profitable was switching to a 1-to-1. I used to have like 1-to-2, 1-to-3, 1-to-4, take partials, blah, blah, blah. Didn't work. 1-to-1. It's been amazing. Especially when it comes to payouts. Getting payouts with a high win rate, low RR system is the easiest thing in resistance. Well, people, they're gonna fight to, oh, why you have a 75% win rate with a 1-to-3? Shut up. If you have that, if you say you have, okay, if you say you have a high win rate and a high RR, I want you to prove that you are a millionaire. You should be, because that is the best position you can be in as a trader. So stop talking about that nonsense if you are not doing that. I have a low RR, high win rate. Simple. I've had that for like 2 years now, and that's what's made me profitable mainly. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. So 1-to-1 RR also helps, well, it helps psychology with getting payouts. And it's just, I think, the best for most traders. I think if most traders went for a 1-to-1 to 1.5, it's like, you'd probably perform a lot better. I think a lot of people are trying to impress people by going for these huge targets when you don't need them. Even if you're going for a 1-to-2, like, go for that. Go for a 1 to 1.5. You don't need these massive targets to look cool. Trading is about making money, not about showing someone that you can make a cool trade. You can win a cool trade. I don't care about that. You want consistency. You want something that's good for your psychology. Like I said, if you struggle with losing, 1-to-1 is amazing. Simple as that. You don't need anything more. You can even go negative. There's people who trade negative. Good for their psychology. They're winning a lot. And people underestimate. Jesus, I'm gonna die. People underestimate how good a 1-to-1 and lower is. They underestimate how good a high win rate system is. If you win more, you're going to feel better in your system. And like I said earlier, the high RR, cool, that might be helpful. But if you have a high win rate, that's going to improve your psychology. You're going to be able to trade better. Now, some people, they can just handle the losses. I can't. And I know a lot of people can't. There's people that I've seen on TikTok and things like that, where it's like, bro, just switch to the low RR. Stop trying to impress people. And you'll probably get further, but a lot of people are holding themselves back, trying to impress people on TikTok. That's where I was before. And I've always been on and off with posting because I always knew I needed to focus on certain things. Now I'm at a point where I'm just tracking my journey, because I'm growing my personal, and what I'm doing is tracking the journey. Because I'm doing that, that's massively improved my psychology, my trading. I'm not trying to impress everyone. But if you're trying to impress people, you're not going to get far in trading. You need to focus on, can you trade? Do you have the skill? Is your psychology on point to where you can consistently make money? Can you make money? And I think that's it. So that's why I think one-to-one is key. All of the things I've just spoken about. And even if you just test it out, 1 to 1.5 or 1.2, like, go for a lower RO with a higher win rate system. People will be like, yeah, but you need over a 50% win rate. Fucking obviously, you retard. My win rate is about 70%. Sometimes even more. On my personal right now, it's 100%. But obviously, if you're gonna go for a 1-to-1, you want minimum 60%. 1-to-1 with a minimum 60% win rate will make you rich. Simple as that. So, don't think you need to impress people with your TikTok slideshows. Just trade what matches your psychology and what's going to make you the most money long term. There's another little video on trading psychology.